Hi, so I'm just going to do a quick reading on, well, I hope it'll be a quick reading on Tiger Woods. I just heard about his accident, and you may or may not be aware, but I just recently mentioned in more than one area on my channel that I was the 35th anniversary of the accident that I was in that caused me to have a life-altering injury was just on the 21st. And so here we are at the 23rd, and I just heard this news, and it has kind of shook me a little bit, and I think it's because of, most definitely hits really close to home. It's kind of like, ugh, ugh, ugh. He had to be extricated by the jaws of life, so that indicates he was not, he did not get ejected. However, even if you're wearing your seatbelt, and please do wear them, you need everything you can to protect you. It sounds like this rollover was pretty bad, and he sustained quote-unquote serious. His injuries are described as serious. This was something I picked up off of Twitter. One of the people that I respect on there had commented, and it was him having said that made me go, oh my gosh, let me go look at the news, because I'm not a morning person. It takes me a while to kind of come to. I was born at night, and I am, though as much as I love the day, I'm much more awake, if you will, at night. But these are the cards, the first two cards that I pulled back to Tiger with regards to his situation, and I'm very concerned. I am not a big fan or anything of his, but I'd never like to hear of anyone having those kinds of potential serious injuries. And I want to also just cover some other things besides politics. So let's just take a look. The first thing that, like I'm getting, pardon me as I put on some lip balm here, this is like a lot of praise, recognition for his ability as also a father, and for husband. Now, I know that he's had some issues there. That's how many of us that don't play golf, like myself, kind of came to find out about him with unfortunate scandal years ago. However, I picked up the deck backwards, sorry. This is dealing with the Hierophant deals with rules and getting things that you are supposed to do. I hope he wasn't doing something that caused the accident. He needs help. Maybe a lawyer? Oh, I'm going to smush that. I don't mean to. Look at that. Okay. Let me bring this down a little bit. All right. So there's recognition of him as a professional, as a father, as a husband. And there are people, it looks like here, definitely recognizing this aspect and holding that up. I'm just reading what the cards want to share. So, with regard to his accident, so let's just continue. And there is something here with the Hierophant and that Six of Pentacles about rules and things that were also unspoken rules, rules that are spoken. The unspoken might actually fall under the high priestess, but this is something that's, definitely we've been taught that there are certain rules, there's certain things that we're supposed to do and not do. And I'm feeling like this is him in his hospital bed. This is also tradition. I'm feeling like this is prayer. Asking for prayer. Keeping him in our prayers. Well, this is actually really, I was concerned initially, but I feel like this is really just basic human decency and recognition of that, and that he's going to need a lot of help. And there's something physical about this, because the Pentacles, are a physical card. It is something that is in or pertaining to the physical realm, and I think it's indicating he's going to need physical help. And of course, perhaps financial, but support nonetheless, whatever way you want to call it, help. And it's the help of just, even if you don't like certain things he did, just like looking at him as a human and going, that's terrible, that's what I'm doing. And I would never, ever wish that on someone, and I really do hope that he's able to fully recover. It looks, and these cards kind of make me a little concerned because they indicate that there is something very serious. The Three of Pentacles, more than one person here involved. Okay. And this is going to fall under the card of giving praise and recognition. I think people setting aside judgment and sincerely hoping he'll be all right. And there's prayer vigil. Where he is concerned, there is a sense of having to wait and of apathy, because I just don't think he can, in his current state of mind or consciousness. It feels like he's not able to respond, and he knows he has to wait. Frustrating. I think there's some things that he hasn't fully cognitively grasped, obviously, yet, because I think he's in some sort of comatose state. I think he's probably, I'm thinking the shock and the trauma of the accident, but I also think possible brain injury. Team of people working on him also. And this is going to require a long effort on his part. I just got rehab. That's what they call it, rehabilitation. I had to do it after my accident because when you have a I can't talk, significant injury like I did, and like I think a tiger does, it changes your life. And so you have to figure out how to adapt as you're healing. And I really feel like that's going to be that long road of rehabilitation. I feel like he's got some kind of, yeah, serious injury. And I do feel like it could be affect him kind of like a brain injury would. There's just a feeling. And my hope is that that is something that'll eventually wear off, that it's a bit of a shock, that it will hopefully that balance will be righted, because I can really feel it. Good, yes. It will take him a while to, I think, respond, but he's going to be working really, really hard. It's going to be his regimen, and I do feel like it's rehabilitation after a significant injury here. And that help will stimulate what needs to be stimulated in his brain. Again, I'm thinking that this is brain injury based, or there's some kind of trauma or shock to the brain. And I'm feeling like it's more than just the brain, it's the body in general, just the shock of what happened to it. Okay, here we have the, pardon me, the Ace of Pentacles. And that's falling under the Three of Pentacles and that Six of Wands. So I definitely feel like he's got a rehab road, because whatever injury or injuries he has sustained, okay, but that I don't see him passing or anything here. I see that it's just going to be a long road ahead. And, we're talking about really significant rehabilitation. And he'll be putting himself into it. And I feel like very grateful for the help he's being given. Yeah, I feel like he's in a comatose state, because I get this for him, the Emperor, and then we have the Four of Cups and the Two of Swords, and for me it's just like mentally he's kind of like in between states. This King of Swords here feels like this is a doctor or somebody that's going to be working with him to help him to regain, to work and rehab his injury. This is a man that's a surgeon or a specialist, maybe brain surgery or some kind of surgery. Okay, that's what I'm picking up there. But they also oversee his rehabilitation. You'll have a doctor that does that, the one who gives you surgery and then prescribes the course of therapy. And I'm getting that kind of a vibe. There will be some loss. Not everything. But he'll have some kind of significant loss, unfortunately. But not everything. He still has two cups upright. He still has very much a life worth living for. But there will be significant changes, unfortunately for him, with this accident. And it changes his life in a way that he's going to have to process grieving, if he can, once he becomes conscious of what he's lost. And I believe he will become more conscious, especially with this Ace of Wands. he might open his eyes, so to speak, and wake up, and they might be able to assess better, his where he's at mentally, consciously. Okay, let's pull a couple extra cards. This is him because he's December 30th. So Tiger is a Capricorn. Just trying to think where I want to put that. I'm going to put it right here for right now. And self-made. He'll be okay. He will make great strides with recovery. Because I see him pouring himself. And let me tell you, rehabilitation is grueling. I know many of you out there are probably nodding your heads with understanding. Yeah, I feel like this King of Swords is somebody that could be like a surgeon or a spokesperson, but they're going to be talking about or directing, a long road of therapeutic, therapy for him, therapeutic therapy. That's real good, Maya. Good grief. Okay, so then we get the 4 Wands. Yes, that's to do. This is the man that's, I feel like, overseeing his, like I said again, overseeing his any surgery and rehabilitation. And he sees it that as far as he's concerned, he sees Tiger is going to need a significant window of time to see how he responds, see how he responds to rehabilitation. He's really in good hands, very fortunate. I wish I had had such a surgeon, although the one I had was not bad. He's in good hands. And here we have the Queen of Swords. Well, this is definitely a woman who is on a line of cards that speak about help in dealing with loss. She could be, frankly, she feels like professional. So I'm wondering if she isn't somebody that could be like that other king, like that other swords that was the King of Swords. Here we have the Queen. That these are people that have knowledge, and they're probably in the medical field, and I really feel like she is someone then who would be helping him rehab. Yeah. And if he's having to learn how to speak again, how to do certain things again, really feel like this is a woman that oversees that here. And over here is the surgeon. He hands that off to her. That's what I'm picking up. Interesting. Feels pretty tight to me, like it, like the cards are making sense in telling a story. He's a tough, Tiger right here. King of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. He's tenacious. He has a good doctor. I think he's going to push himself to make a considerable recovery, more than what the doctors had probably thought he would make. But I don't think that he's ever going to be maybe 100% the same. And it might be for the better, frankly. It's one of these things, excuse me, don't mean to be insensitive, and understand where I'm coming from someone that's been in such an accident. Sometimes it really can teach you a lot of lessons that will help you karmically to get through this life. So I see cards that I'm really encouraged by this on that future line, that are showing me him, that are showing me Tiger. Pardon my scratchy voice. And that Nine of Pentacles is really good. That's what I was saying. I think he's going to do better in the long term than doctors had, cautiously anticipated, and largely in part to the help of rehabilitation and a woman here and a surgeon that, a male surgeon, I feel like, perhaps, and a woman who's connected to the physical therapy aspects, the OT, which teaches you how to take care of yourself physically again, how do you adapt, and the PT to getting your body back in physical means of some kind of mobility where you can walk and get things for yourself or use some other tool. So I think it's a really significant injury, folks. And I do think he will overcome, but it will take time. It's a long road of recovery. He has really good support, so he's going to be very lucky, more than most. There is some arguing here, though. There is some, and I feel like this is energy, this is conflict or arguing, and that swords, perhaps over what happened? Because that's a page of swords. I feel like are these witnesses for some reason arguing? I have no idea. I just blind got this news. But there's some kind of conflict here to do with the Page of Swords. And this is usually where someone's been watching something or seeing something where they're trying to also act quickly with regard. And there's some kind of resistance here. What is this? Yeah. And then it goes to that 7. Over a new start. I think this could be issues, some setbacks and things like that initially in his road of recovery. Then I see a male here that sees a bigger picture. I think this is about how he's being treated so that he can recover. Yes, he's got a team of people working to say, well, let's see, he's not doing this, so I think we need to do this. I'm getting that from this angle. It's more than just one. That makes sense. With the more than just one, the 3 of Pentacles, he's got a team of people working on him to get him going in the right direction. And this is communicative with the Magician and the act of self-will. This person's going to be able, this person here, this King of Cups and concerned to Tiger, is going to be able to direct him to go somewhere else so that he can perhaps pick up the tools he needs for you know, being more independent is what I'm getting. And he will become more independent. He has a long road ahead of him, and he will go through a lot, but he will become more independent and he will get better. So I don't see him passing. But just a tough road of rehabilitation. All right, I'll leave it there. And if you enjoy my content, please do like and subscribe. Double check and make sure you're subscribed, please. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.